When it comes to hunting ammunition, every hunter eventually learns one painful truth. Choosing the wrong caliber can turn a promising hunt into a frustrating disaster. Some rounds are legends, celebrated for decades. Others pretend to be more capable than they really are. And then there are the calibers we're talking about today. The ones so misunderstood, misused, or simply mismatched with real-world hunting that they've earned a reputation as the worst choices you could possibly make. In this project for Scoper 360 Degrees, we are diving deep into 5 calibers that many hunters regret choosing. Calibers that seem reasonable on paper but fall apart the moment you step into the field. I'm not here just to repeat what the crowd says. I'm here to break down the objective facts, share my own personal take after years of testing these cartridges, and give you the real story so you don't waste time, money, or opportunities on a bad pick. Some of these calibers are overpowered, some are outdated, and some are simply misunderstood, but all 5 of them have earned their spot on this list for good reasons. And here's the twist. Even though most hunters avoid them today, each caliber still has a handful of die-hard fans who swear by them. So the real question is, are these rounds truly bad, or are they just misused? Stick around, because by the end of this review, you'll have a clear answer. Let's begin with number 5, the 458 Winchester Magnum. A cartridge that entered the hunting world with a roar but often leaves shooters rubbing their shoulders and wondering why they put themselves through the punishment. Objectively, the .458 Win Mag is a powerhouse. It was designed for dangerous African game, delivering over 5,000 foot-pounds of muzzle energy and pushing massive bullets with crushing force. But here's where the problems begin. Most American hunters are not chasing elephants or Cape buffalo. And when you take a cartridge built for those animals into a typical North American hunt, the recoil becomes pure overkill. In my experience, the .458 Win Mag is one of the hardest kicking calibers that is still considered normal to shoot. It's punishing, it's sharp, and it makes accurate follow-up shots incredibly difficult. Adding to that, ammunition is expensive, often $5 to $10 per round, which means most hunters never practice enough to actually master it. Rifles chambered for it are also heavy, usually 9 to 11 pounds, which turns a day in rough terrain into a workout you never asked for. And finally, its effective range drops quickly past 200 yards, making it a bad match for wide-open western hunts. My personal take is simple. Unless you are heading to Africa or hunting extremely large and dangerous animals, this cartridge gives you all the downside with none of the real-world advantages. It's powerful but impractical, and far better suited for niche roles than general hunting. Transitioning to number 4, we have the 6mm Remington, a cartridge that once showed promise but faded into the background for a reason. On paper, it's a fast, flat-shooting round originally marketed for varmints and predators. And to be fair, that's where it still performs decently. But the moment hunters try to push it into deer-sized game, its weaknesses start to show. Objectively, the 6mm Remington struggles due to light bullet weights, usually between 55 and 100 grains. These bullets often fail to deliver deep penetration on larger animals, especially at longer distances. Its velocity, around 3,100 feet per second, looks impressive, but that energy fades quickly past 300 yards, and the light bullets get blown around by the wind far more than modern medium-caliber options. The bigger issue today is availability. Ammunition is scarce, expensive, and overshadowed by far more popular choices like the 6.5 Creedmoor or even the .243 Winchester. From my perspective, the 6mm Remington feels like a relic. It's not terrible, but it's simply outclassed in almost every category. Power, range, bullet selection, cost, and practicality. It's a cartridge that had its moment, but that moment is long gone. Sliding into number 3, the 444 Marlin, a round that lovers of old-school lever action sometimes defend with passion, but one that carries serious flaws you can't ignore. Designed to deliver big-bore energy at close range, the .444 Marlin pushes heavy bullets with authority and hits hard inside 150 yards. But that's exactly where its problems begin. Its trajectory drops like a rock beyond medium distance, requiring guesswork and precise range estimation that most hunters don't want to deal with in the field. Recoil is stout enough to surprise anyone used to milder lever gun calibers. Ammo is often expensive and difficult to find, especially compared to the more popular and more capable 45-70 government rifles chambered in. 444 Marlin are reliable, but they're heavy, and that gets old fast when you're hiking through brush or mountainous terrain. Objectively, the .444 Marlin works fine in its narrow role, dense woods, short-range large game, and traditional lever gun fans. But my personal take is that it's simply too limited for the modern hunter. You pay more, you carry more, and you get less performance than what today's rifles and calibers can easily deliver. It's a cool round, but not a smart one for general-purpose hunting. Number 2 brings us to the 300 Remington Ultra Magnum, a cartridge created to push the limits of long-range power but burdened by drawbacks that make it difficult for most hunters to justify. The 300 Rum is a monster. Objectively, it delivers extreme muzzle velocity, often over 3,200 feet per second, with energies approaching 4,000 foot-pounds. It's meant for serious long-range hunters chasing elk, moose, or other large game across big country. But every bit of that performance comes at a price. Recoil is fierce, comparable to the .338 Lapua, and even experienced shooters often struggle to maintain accuracy after a few shots. Ammo is extremely expensive, commonly selling for $3 to $7 per round, and its popularity has been declining, which means availability is inconsistent. Rifles chambered for 300 Rum are large, heavy, and require long barrels to get full performance, making the rifle less maneuverable in tight terrain. And because of the high pressures involved, barrel wear becomes a real issue, shortening the life of rifles significantly. From my personal judgment, the 300 Rum gives you power you don't need and problems you definitely do not want. It's incredible for a very narrow group of long-range specialists, but for the average hunter, it's more trouble than it's worth. Finally, we arrive at number 1, the .223 Remington, the most controversial cartridge on this list and the one most often chosen for the wrong reasons. Objectively, the .223 is fantastic for varmints, predators, and small game. It's accurate, affordable, and widely available. But when people push it into deer hunting or anything larger, that's when its limitations become painfully clear. With bullet weights between 55 and 77 grains and muzzle energies around 1,200 foot-pounds, the .223 simply lacks the penetration and terminal performance needed for consistent, ethical kills on medium game. That's why many states impose caliber restrictions that specifically exclude the .223 from big game hunting. Its light bullets drift badly in wind, reducing accuracy at longer ranges. And while ammunition is cheap, true hunting loads are far less common. My personal view is straightforward. The .223 is a great round for training, varmint hunting, and tactical use, but a poor and sometimes irresponsible choice for deer, hogs, or anything requiring substantial stopping power. It's popular, but popularity doesn't make it appropriate. In the end, these 5 calibers each fail in their own unique way, whether through excessive recoil, outdated design, poor terminal performance, or sheer impracticality. That doesn't mean they're useless. It means they are misunderstood, misapplied, or simply outclassed by better modern options. And that brings us to the real purpose of this review, helping hunters avoid expensive mistakes and choose ammunition that truly matches their goals and their experience level. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want to see deeper reviews, field tests, and real-world comparisons, make sure you subscribe to Scoper 360 Degrees. Drop a comment and let me know which caliber or rifle you want me to cover next. Your questions help shape the next videos, so jump into the comments and tell me what you think. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next review.